Good evening, class. My name is Crystal Underwood, and today we'll be discussing digital literacy. Digital literacy in 2017 is a lifestyle change for the average person, with almost every task you do on a regular basis now being offered through the internet. There is so much to learn that it's almost as involved as having a second job. Being digitally literate in today's world is a requirement to succeed as well as communicate with anyone. Digital literacy is a means to effective use of a computer, a smartphone, desktop, tablet for multiple purposes. Some of those things include school, work, communication, to buy and sell merchandise and information. Today, students are moving from written homework and on to typed and emailed homework. Teachers communicate through email and drop boxes to give information. Most people keep up with their friends, family, and current topics through a digital or handheld device. I will show the pros and cons of this new digital world, how one on one communication has become almost obsolete or extinct, how the internet and your decisions can come back to haunt you, how the smallest amount of literacy will move you higher to onto the success ladder. Digital literacy is the current biggest thing and it keeps evolving. Currently, the digital world is an expectation at school. As I mentioned, most students are now emailing the teachers for communication, for assistance, for tutoring. They're dropboxing their homework and questions in regards to their classes, be it grammar school, high school, or college. This is the movement now. Success from internet access and digital literacy. Most jobs require that you are digitally literate, that you know how to navigate through the internet, skills that you may or may not have learned previously in school, and most jobs don't train. The expectation is that you know how to do these things when you're hired. Most applications and interviews are now done through online access because most people just do not have the time. Excuse me. Most people just do not have the time to sit one on one and retain the information. The goal is that you fill out the application and you do everything online and you download all of your information there. You're basically proving yourself and introducing yourself to a computer where a number of people are able to access your information at any given time. So it saves time in the interview process and hiring, as well as it saves time in homework and schooling. Now, some of the pros and cons. Some of us, while we believe we know how to operate the internet and we know what's appropriate to post, what information is appropriate to give to so many eyes that have access to your information online, sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, what people have to understand and be literate about is that what you put on those websites never goes away. Some of the things that you put on the website can come back to haunt you years down the line when it is now time for you to walk into your role of success. Those companies that hire you are now using the internet and your access to the internet to determine your character, to determine who you are. So they're looking at the things that you are posting online, pictures, your Facebook page, your Instagram. What do you do as hobbies? Because the goal now is to have a well rounded person working for their company and presenting themselves and being the face of the company. So you do still have to be very careful of information that you put on the internet and that you release. All a part of being literate. These are things that you have to understand and be clear with before accessing the internet or trying to navigate through it. Also, the smallest amount of literacy can take you a long way. Just simply knowing how to write an email or download information, paperwork, applications can definitely take you a long way. Now, some of the things that determine internet access can be your demographic. If you live in an area where there's Wi-Fi or internet access and you're able to go on and navigate and kind of self teach yourself, that's great. But there are areas where Wi-Fi is not available, and some people are just don't have the opportunity to navigate and self-teach themselves how to operate the internet. There are areas where people are more in poverty than others, and the internet access is just not affordable to them. These are all things that, as a community, as a people, as a race, human race, we need to work together to make sure that everyone is able to access the internet and everyone is able to learn how to properly access the internet, therefore creating digital literacy in 2017 and going forward. Now, again, some of the negatives, other than just, trying to determine what you put on the internet and how you present yourself on the internet, is that having internet access makes you feel comfortable. You don't have to face anyone face to face. You're hiding behind a facade. So it kind of takes away from that one on one communication that you would normally have, where you can see a person and feed off of their body language. So being digital literate can also have its negatives. As, as the world progresses and it's required through your job, through school, even just through simple communication or keeping in touch with friends and family, we have to ensure that at some point digital literacy is available to everyone. Digital literacy is a part of a large disconnection in America that can affect job status, educational success, as well as persons' well being. Access, location, and your financial status all affect the availability of gaining this knowledge and giving people access. The internet is the most used service and seems to be the most unavailable everywhere. Let's find a way to make the necessary changes to make it available to people who need it and want it and deserve it. Internet access and just being simple, digital literate can absolutely change the world. The more literate that you are through the internet can create critical thinkers. It can ensure that the jobs for this next graduating class and kids coming up through college in the years to come, that those jobs exist, because most of those jobs will be internet based, and you will have to know how to use the computer and internet to access those jobs. It ensures that everyone is successful, and digital literacy is just something that you would want to have. There are children who can simply operate a handheld device like your cell phone better than some adults. So it's not a hard task, but it is something that, as a human race, we need to ensure that everyone has access to, so that everyone is able to be as successful as the next person. Thanks for listening. I hope that you understand just how important being digitally literate in today's world is, and how you can maybe reach out and help someone else to become digitally literate in today's world the same as you. Thank you.